Understanding where fuel is going within a petrol station can be challenging. While most people would like to think that 100% of the fuel that's delivered into their tanks is sold at the pumps, but in reality, there are issues within petrol stations that mean that's not true. This can range from evaporation, leaks, calibration errors, theft, short deliveries, and it's important that while a site might be able to identify that they have fuel loss, what's really important is to understand where within their network they're having fuel losses. One of the methods that Titan uses is Statistical Inventory Reconciliation Analysis, or SIR, which is a best practice method for monitoring underground fuel systems and detecting potential issues as early as possible. SIR is a US EPA certified leak detection analysis. And what it does is it monitors the inventory, sales, and deliveries going in and out of the fuel system and looks for losses greater than an acceptable threshold. SIR can provide 3 results to a fuel system, the first being a pass, which means that the variances are within the US EPA allowed threshold and no action is required on the fuel system. Secondly, a fail result, which may mean that the variances within the fuel system is determined to be too high for the fuel that's being unaccounted for the day. While this can indicate a tank or line leak, there are other common fuel loss scenarios that can explain this result, including theft, meter drift, where there is too much product being provided to the end user and you're essentially giving away fuel, to other issues like short deliveries or leaks. Finally, an inconclusive result may be determined, which generally means that the trends of the fuel system are too large to determine a pass or fail result. And this is usually due to poor data. However, there can be real-world scenarios where this result occurs, including when you're not providing enough products to an end client, or when you have potential water ingress within a fuel system. In this example, we can see that there is a leak. This is highlighted by the increased losses that start at that first arrow and continue through to the second arrow. What the system had done is it changed the result from a pass to a fail upon noticing these losses in variance, and the recommendation was that we completed a tank and line test. Upon the tank and line test being completed at the site, it was confirmed that there was a leak within the tank. And upon the repair being completed at the tank, our system then determined that that fix was what was the cause of the issues. And you can see that by the variances stopping at the end of the trend. We were also able to quantify for the business how much fuel was lost due to the leak, and it was around about 1,600 litres. In this case study, we show what happens when there's potential theft within a fuel system. The variances on this fuel system are generally minimal, and then all of a sudden there's one large loss highlighted within this red box, and then after that there's very minimal losses for the next 2 days. This changed the fuel system from a pass to a fail result, and upon our investigation we were able to provide feedback to the business that there was a single one-off loss for the entire analysed period, and we recommended that the investigation was started on why there was losses on that day. Upon the investigation, the site had checked the security cameras and determined that there was a truck that had arrived at midnight and was siphoning fuel directly from the tank. We were again also able to quantify back to the business the estimated losses within the fuel system, and it was determined to be around about 650 litres stolen from the tank. We have many, many case studies that can help evaluate or help determine issues within fuel systems. Those 2 are just a couple. We invite businesses to ask us questions about SIR, present issues about their own network or unique challenges that they might have within their own system to determine if SIR is the best method in order to be able to resolve those issues for your network. Feel free to reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to assist.